In this edition of City News, find out what city staff is doing to keep Hawthorne clean. Also see what these 30-second elevator pitches led to. These stories and much more coming up on City News. Welcome to City News. I'm Jennifer Murillo. Some Hawthorne City staff and residents gathered outside of Bicentennial Park for Hawthorne's community cleanup. With bags in hand, volunteers walked about half a mile around Doty Avenue, picking up any trash that they came across.
We like the idea of a community cleanup, especially outside, because it allows us to get some fresh air during this time. And just kind of come together.
I always like to volunteer for cleaning and doing things and keeping the city, clean. That's something that I'm always, pushing for it.
Even during these difficult times, the top priority of the city is to support its residents and help keep them safe. Every couple of months, the city clerk's office holds this community cleanup in different parts of the community.
My family lives here and I work here, and it's my community too. So that's why I wanted to come out and do my part.
I think it's important to show the residents that just because I work here that I am loyal to the community and that I have an interest in giving back and making sure it's a great place to live.
By creating these types of events, we can tell the community, hey, we're here, they get to know us, see our faces, and then so in the future, if they have any questions or just any concerns, they feel more open to coming and reaching out to us.
Hawthorne City Clerk Paul Jimenez said that they hope to have the next cleanup in the fall. For information on other city events and news, visit the city website at www.cityofhawthorne.org. Due to the continued rapid spread of COVID-19, many places have closed, but restaurants can continue to operate with outdoor dining. To help keep restaurants open, the City of Hawthorne has waived most fees for setting up outdoor dining until the end of the year. For more information on restaurant guidelines and other protocols, visit the city website at www.cityofhawthorne.org. South Bay Workforce Investment Board recently hosted its first virtual Blueprint for Workplace Success Youth Job Fair. This event targeted job seekers between the ages of 16 to 24, and they were required to submit a 30-second elevator pitch video before they interviewed with their future potential employer. Reporter Danny Miskell is standing by to discuss the turnout of the job fair. Danny?
Thank you, Jennifer. Joining us now is CEO of the South Bay Workforce Investment Board, Inc., Jan Vogel. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Vogel.
You bet, Danny. Pleasure.
We understand that this job fair was the first virtual job fair you hosted for the youth and young adults. Tell us how the overall experience was for them.
Well, what we hear is that we've got nothing but positive feedback. I mean, the youth were thrilled and the employers were thrilled. I mean, they thought everything ran very smoothly. And, this is all rather new to us with this virtual world that we have now. And we've done a few job fairs in small groups for different categories of individuals, but we never did one for this large youth population. And we're great. I mean, we're real happy with it, and we'll keep getting better and better at it as we do more.
Happy to hear. So we understand that there were 350 registered job seekers.
Yes.
Can you tell us the overall success rate of how many of those job seekers you've learned so far have actually been hired by one of the employers?
Well, there are 350 people registered. We're not sure how many actually were on the actual virtual job fair, probably around 300 or so. The difficulty in coming up with a number is just when we were getting going and we were going to get lots of them hired, this surge happened of the COVID-19 again. So that kind of put everything spiraling. So people that were going to get hired and companies that were going to hire, they're all on hold now. Now we have over 24 are in the process of being hired, but we expect a lot more than that, and we expected a lot more than that. but unfortunately they had to be put on hold. And some of the places like EDD, for example, hiring lots and lots of people to help on the call lines for unemployment insurance. As you can imagine, unemployment insurance lines are getting devastated. And that's a long process to go through. So there are many more in the process that are still going through the hiring process, but we know over 24 will be hired, and we expect a lot more later on. But if this COVID virus would go away, we'd be doing a lot better. Can you do something about that, Danny?
I can do my best.
Okay.
Get the vaccine out here shortly.
All right.
You mentioned EDD. That's one of the many reputable companies that we know partnered with you at this job fair. Among them, Nike, FedEx, the Sophie Stadium. Can you tell us what type of jobs are they offering to this age group, specifically 16 to 24?
Yeah, there are a variety of jobs. It included retail associates or retail training, package handlers, a large variety of positions from game day events at SoFi Stadium to security to concessions, setting up crews to set up events. And EDD was they're hiring thousands of people to work on the call lines and UI. So it gives you an example of the variety of different positions that were available.
Yes, definitely many opportunities for these job seekers. And finally, we know that there was a 30-second elevator pitch that was required to be submitted prior to these interviews. And this program actually awarded a $200 to the best 30-second elevator pitch. And her name is Erica. Can you tell us why her pitch stood out to you the most?
Well, it was the employer's idea to choose. It was up to them to choose the best elevator speech. And they liked Erica because she was able to demonstrate the skills she had learned in the program, and also talked about herself in a way that made it such that she was attractive to be hired by these individual companies. And she wants to work in digital media, and she included a clip of her in that type of field. So they liked the work that she put into that elevator speech, and they thought she was real positive, and they liked her. So that was really it. And of course, as you know, our website has that information on it, and I think we even have a clip of that elevator speech, so people can come to our website and view it for themselves. But they enjoyed it, and I think the young people really learned a lot by being able to put together an elevator speech and be able to get the attention of employers quickly, because that's going to help them not only now, but in the future as well.
Absolutely. And that will be the format going forward with all the job fairs that you will be hosting?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. It worked well. Everybody seemed to like it. So we're planning to do more of these job fairs for youth. We're going to try to do them every quarter. And we have other job fairs as well that are going around. We had a big job fair for the SoFi Stadium recently that was very successful. And we had one for parolees, matter of fact, that are getting released from prisons. And we had so we're doing more and more of these virtual job fairs, and these elevator speeches, I think, are a great idea.
That's wonderful news. Thank you so much for sharing. Mr. Vogel, we are out of time. We really appreciate you joining us and giving us the success rate of this job fair. And we'll go ahead and make sure to add those links where more job seekers can learn more information about your upcoming job fairs.
Great. Thank you. And thanks for Hawthorne Cable for all the fine work you do.
Anytime. All right, Jennifer, back to you.
For more information on all upcoming job fairs, visit www.sbwib.org or visit their Facebook page at South Bay One Stop. The Centinela Valley Union High School District has decided to continue distance learning through the first quarter of the upcoming school year. Classes will begin on August 17th, and in September, the school board will reevaluate the situation to see if it's appropriate to transition to a hybrid model or continue the distance learning. Prior to the announcement of continuing the distance learning, Tony Long Jr. had the opportunity to catch up with the high school coach to see how he and his team were preparing for the next season.
I am here right now with Lawndale head football coach Travis Clark. First off, Coach Clark, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, let's get right into it. First off, how are you and your team prepping right now for the season despite the pandemic?
Well, obviously, it's real difficult. I can't really get in person with my kids. So we've been having a lot of Zoom calls. I get my kids on Zoom calls probably twice a week right now. The kids are very encouraged. Obviously, they want to get together, but we haven't been together in person. We've been having major Zoom calls and just basically learning the offense, a little bit of new offense, reevaluating the defense, and just going over a lot of different personal things, stuff that I expect from them as well.
All right. And with that, when you guys have the Zoom calls, are they doing like personal workouts as well?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I've been kind of demanding my kids show me and giving me video proof. They take selfies all the time. So I've forced them to give me video proof of them working out. So I've given them a regimen. For example, I may say, okay, I need 300 push-ups today. I need it filmed. I need 300 squats. I need it filmed, body squats. I need a bench press. I need a power clean, et cetera. And they need to find that workout and then present it in video form. And then it's pretty fun because us as a team, we'll get together as a team and then we'll evaluate everybody's workout. So it's fun. The kids are kind of really getting excited. They've been very creative. Some of them have the music to it, TikTok type videos. So it's been really fun.
Now, what are some of the guidelines you guys are following as you guys await to take the field this season?
Well, guidelines, in terms of guidelines, we haven't had any specific ones, but I'll tell you, I've been in communication with our athletic director, Mr. Dimitri Howard, and obviously our superintendent, Dr. O'Brien, and also our principal, Dr. Paula Rodas. And I'm just following their lead. We haven't had any contact with the kids. It doesn't look like we're going to have any contact anytime soon. They're really pumping their brakes on getting us together. I suggested that we could do like, a 4 or 5 layer tier thing where 10 kids would show up. We can get them worked out, get them onto the field, bring in another 10. But, they just said we're going to slow down at this point because of what's going on, the spike in cases. So we've been slowing down. We haven't really been doing anything in terms of.
Now, if or when the season happens, give us some of your expectations for the team this year if or when you guys take the field.
Truthfully honest with you, I'm overly excited about this season. Obviously, we want to be consistent with success, and my goal is not to get in here and win one title and then move on. We're here to win multiple titles. I want to be thought of as a dynasty. So we're going to be very competitive this year. I'll say that mildly. We're going to be very competitive. We have great football team this year. I pray to God that we have a season. Look out, Lawndale football is definitely going to be right there at the end of the season.
As far as season, which team are you looking forward to playing?
You know what? I don't specifically have any particular team like circled on the schedule. It's a little bit different this year. Obviously, the schedule changes. Unfortunately, we don't have the opportunity to go at it with Culver City. Obviously that was always a challenge of ours every year. My allies off the field, but on the field, my enemies. So those are my guys. I love them to death, but we don't get a chance to play Culver City. So that's kind of off the board. And we don't get a chance to play Santa Monica, my alma mater. I always get excited about whipping on them, but we don't get a chance to play them. So there's some new enemies out there. The South Bay is right there, Tony. As you know, I want to be the king of the South Bay. So for us to be able to play against all the Torrance schools, to play against El Segundo, I'm looking forward to playing these great coaches in the South Bay. You got North Torrance, you got South Torrance, who are champions. You've got El Segundo's always been a great program. West Torrance historically has been my thorn in my side since I'm a Santa Monica High School alum. And so in Torrance. And so we're looking forward to this new league. We have a pretty challenging preseason schedule if we get into it. If we have an opportunity, we've got Alemany, we've got Narbonne, we've got Cathedral. We've got Luzinger, we're excited about the opportunity. We, like I said, we just hope we get it.
All right. Well, thank you again, Coach, for joining us, and hopefully we look forward to cover you guys soon.
Oh, my favorite program. I appreciate you guys having me as well. Thank you as well.
For more information on the Lawndale High School football team or any other sports programs, visit the Lawndale High School Athletics website at www.lawndaleathletes.com. The Hawthorne Pool is open, but with restrictions. Starting July 20th, aerobics, lap swim, rec swim, and kiddie rec swim will be open by time slots and require reservation that are limited to 45-minute sessions. For more information, call 310-970-7228. That does it for this edition of City News. Thanks for watching. If you have any story ideas, please call us at 310-349-1630 or email us at hctv@hawthorneca.gov. Don't forget you can watch City News online on YouTube by searching Hawthorne Community Television. We'll leave you now with more footage from the Community Cleanup. See you next time.